I've been trying so hard to go live with this stream. I want you to know the entire second computer crashed. Why? I don't know. I restarted it and it's just doing great. You're doing a good job. Great work. I'm gonna be redoing my intro again, and as I like to say, second time is a charm. All right, so we did some spewing with our ranks. We're in from top 500 in Mythic down to 88th percentile. We did a lot of losing. That was pretty great. Did a lot of fun with those particular Deckaronis. But I want to take a look at this one today because this is a legit good deck, whilst also being a non-meta deck. So I'm pretty excited about this. To talk a little bit about it, I'm going to start with Hadana's Climb, which puts +1/+1 counters on your creatures every combat, but also flips if you put it on a dude that has 3 or more counters upon it. Thusly, thereforely, this has great synergy with the Explore package in order to flip it. So, for instance, Jadelight Ranger, when it explores, it can get 2 +1/+1 counters, becoming a 4/3. Hadana's Climb places a counter on that and it immediately flips. So when Hadana's Climb, now that we've identified that we can easily flip it, what does it do upon that flippage? Target creature you control gains flying and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. I've been watching Jeff Hoogland try out Hadana's Climb decks for a long time. It's become much more powerful with the introduction of just the dual land, the breeding pod. Breeding pool. Sorry, breeding pod's banned. Breeding pool. And so this is sort of the basis of this deck, is the Jadelight Ranger, Merfolk Branchwalker, the Explorers, the Wildgrowth Walker for the swole-uppening, good anti-aggro tool, tons of life gain. And these can easily synergize with Hadana's Climb. So, really nice. This is the sort of basis of the start of the deck. In terms of some other ones that are just seemingly auto-includes, Hydroid Krasis is a very strong deck in anything that even resembles mid-ranginess. I mean, Golgari is splashing blue just to run the Hydroid Krasis. Have some of these. Growth Chamber Guardian is another just mid-range especial. This is just showing up in a lot of aggro and mid-range green decks because it can become a 4/4. It can also draw Growth Chamber Guardians out of your deck, but also note when you put the counters on the Growth Chamber Guardian, it's now a 4/4 with 2 counters. It is yet another thing that synergizes with Hadana's Climb, helping increase the probability of that popping out. Llanowar Elf, because we're green. But I find some of the other interesting ones to be the Incubation Incongruity. This is spectacular at finding Hydroid Krasis. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. It's amazing if you have a Wildgrowth Walker, and then you can find a Jadelight Ranger and make that good old synergy happen. Now, what's the red splash for? I am fascinated by this red splash. The red splash is a very efficient red splash. Collision Colossus, a pair of these for shooting things out of the sky and getting in with extra damage. Notice that this helps remove an obstacle that Hadana's Climb could have. We blow the flyer up and we swing in. Or we lift up our dude with Hadana's Climb. Our opponent blocks with a flyer, and then we can crash through with Colossus by hitting them with a large tree. Ravager Wurm is another card that I have just been desperate to try to find a deck where it actually works. And in this one, it actually works, huh? It's just a very nice card to play down for your mid-range set of creatures, and you can just clear out with this. The Zegana Utopian Speaker is one that I simply do not understand. I think it's just beyond my ability to comprehend. In terms of the sideboard, I figure we'll play some. We'll understand. In terms of sideboard, again, red, very efficiently giving us access to Lava Coil. We have a usual mixture of anti-aggro tools, Lava Coil and Thrashing Brontodon, helping us fight against aggro, against things that have lots of enchantments, enchantment-y type things, or, I suppose more accurately, things like Esper Control, things like Nexus of Fate. We have Negates and Disdainful Strokes. We have some we even have some Frilled Mystics in here. Vivien Reid for the slower mid-range versus mid-range matchup. And this deck is one that is literally being played on stream right now by Jeff Hoogland. In fact, let us name the deck. Hoogland Hadama. There's a Twitch Rivals tournament, which I was unable to attend because I was gone from my house this morning. So I wasn't able to participate in it, but I've been cheering for Team Hooglandia throughout the morning. Jeff is currently 4-0 with this deck, going 8-1 in matches, and is about to be 5-0 as far as I can tell. I mean, Jeff is like absolutely stomping on people's faces. I have Jeff's stream open right now. Can I move this over to here? No, you can't see it. Alright, let's see how this puppy goes. Alright, this is an acceptable enough hand. Dude, I had so many tech problems this morning. One of my monitors died. Which was sad. Which was so depressing. Alright, Hallowed Fountain. We would generally believe this to be something control-ish. Could be Bant control, could be Esper control. Am I doing best of one? I realize I'm doing best of one. That's fine. Welcome to my hand. Hydroid Krasis. Gonna say goodbye. That's a good one to pick up. So this Thought Erasure leans me away from suggesting it's control, and leans me more towards thinking it's mid-range. No evidence yet. I'll go ahead and just play the Jadelight Ranger straight up. Huh. Yeah, I think I just library this, right? Because we got the +1 counter on there. Decided to play this in best of 3. There's still not enough stuff for us to worry terrifically much about Kaya's Wrath. Oh no, wait, there's 2 black sources. What am I talking about, man? Alright, Pal Day 9's not so smart. So this now does look like control. This is a control card. Search for his Kanto. It does not function well in mid-range. Corvus RPG says, love the stream, Day 9. You always give great advice. I want to ask, I've been part of the D&D Twitch community for over a year now, but I want to apply to TRPG, which I assume is Tabletop RPG Companies, as a creative designer. Do you think streaming skills can apply to such a position? Yes. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and play the Growth Chamber Guardian. By the way, I historically find that all Esper control runs out of cards a lot. I have a lot of land in the deck, and it's totally fine. Totally fine by me. If I can get another card here, I'd love to. Alright, let's just do it again. We'll definitely be doing this on our opponent's turn. Oh, that's so amazing that that's what gets absorbed. So let me actually just slow down a little bit. So Corvus RPG, in terms of your question, do you think streaming skills can apply to such a position? I think streaming can help demonstrate skillfulness in a much cleaner fashion than writing, I am a designer, on a piece of paper. Like, for instance, in the game dev industry, people way more often just want to put their money behind someone who has shipped a game. Teferi, quite contrary.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Okay, so how do we wish to do this? I think I'm just going to go for the Collision Colossus to blow up the Teferi. Hopefully this is what gets countered. Bing bong! The fact that this has haste is so nice. So this looks like someone leaving up mana for a search for Iskanta. It's great. Day 9 of Mythic. We were top 500 Mythic, and then we did only meme decks and dropped like 1,500 ranks minimum. Probably more like 2,000. Vroskas Contempt.
Now what?
I'm actually going to answer your question in a more clean fashion in a moment, Koros RPG.
Keep up the pace.
Keep up the pace. Ravager Wurm is nice because it has haste here. This is actually a really difficult call to make. Hopefully, we've seen our opponent attack, or excuse me, cast spells at the wrong time. So this might be a time to... Our opponent might Vraskas, and then we can just Collision Colossus the other one. I got up at 6 a.m. today, not because I wanted to, but because I had a dream about a cockroach. It scared the shit out of me, man. Gotcha.
According to plan.
Now, it does suck that Akron will be able to play a lot of stuff, but... What do I think is actually better? I think I just want to draw the cards. I think I just want to draw the cards. Get out of here. Oh, good old Vraska's Contempt. Nice. This is helpful. We have a pretty big advantage, I think, in this matchup, due to the fact that our good old buddy Esper Control can't counter the draw effect of the Hydroid Krasis. 5.91 says the interface keeps getting better. Dude, tell me about it. Holy F. It is so good. I do want to do this. Foist. Bing bong. Totally fine. Can graveyard that. Head and library this. Still get that bonus. Maybe we're on the mill plan again. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Yeah, dude, I gotta admit, like, Magic the Gathering is just doing so spectacularly good. So good. I think we're gonna lose Ravager Wurm, I would presume. Alternatively, our opponent could be like, oh, Hadana's Climb. We just totally get rid of that. Juan Alesso says, I'm still skeptical of Ravager Wurm. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. So I think we just do this now, right? I don't want to reveal the creature yet. I'd prefer that our opponent just snap counters this with Absorb, and then I can just find the Hydroid Krasis with this. Baco Taco, happy 50-month anniversary, my friend. Did I call this beforehand or what? This deck is so good at finding Hydroid Krasis. Giving him a Hydroid Krasis. Bing bong. So we're sort of in top deck mode. A land here would be something just so special. But to start to answer your question, Chronos RPG. Did I pronounce your name correctly? It was Chronos RPG, right? Koros RPG. Oh my god, I knew it. So, here is something that is true about a lot of people that try to do creative-y stuffs, like, I want to do board game design. Game design, I want to work at a tabletop role-playing game company, things like this. A lot of people will just have a huge interest and have a huge passion, and very much so wish for that to be the thing. Could get countered, no big deal if it does. Not a big problem. We already have our draw. And said type of individual will often feel as though their passion and maybe their intellectual interest and their ability to articulate things should make them a reasonable candidate for one of those design positions. Now, what I'm not going to stand here and tell you is that you are not worthy of those positions, Koros. It's not at all what I would say. I wouldn't even say that to any of those people who have that sort of impassioned interest. Instead, what I would say is your intellectual interest, your passion, all of that, does not in any way communicate to anybody what you are capable of. I think I just blow up the Dovin. It in no way communicates your capability at any of those things. That's the real question. Is, first of all, there's a lot of people who are super duper crazy passionate who are not qualified for that work. There's a lot of people who are crazy passionate
These results are an anomaly, not to be
doing this for
repeated.
6. There's a lot of people that are extremely passionate and excited. Puke. A lot of people are extremely excited and passionate who are qualified. So the question is, how do you distinguish between those two? How does someone that is receiving the job application, presumably receiving your job application, Koros, I think we're good. I'm actually going to concede, I don't even care. How do you distinguish yourself? And what I want to clarify is it's not about, you need to have something that's unique, it's all about uniqueness in the hook, and all that shit, right? I mean, I'm not speaking in terms of some pile of marketing buzzwords. When I say what distinguishes you between those people, you want to help do a favor to whomever you're applying to, and have lots of concrete examples of things that contribute to the idea that you're not just passionate and have a huge interest and can intellectualize it, but you can also take those skills and do something great with it. So for example, if you created a campaign from scratch, which you then helped create a whole bunch of materials for, you created a custom board, you created a custom digital tool that someone can use as a plugin to, say, operate your magic system effectively. Something like this. You could then take this thing that you've built, and then you could do it on a stream for, like, you know, a full hour session. And you could say, look, to whomever I'm applying, look at all the great work that I have done on this project. You can see me running my own campaign, which would showcase your ability as a DM. And we're using this system that I built and all these tools I built. So then someone would be able to visually see, whoa, Koros totally did all that stuff. So, if on the flip side, you just ran a campaign every week, 8 hours every Saturday, for, you know, 10 weeks, there's literally a shitload of people that do that, and there's nothing that noteworthy. So I'm trying to give a more complex answer than, it depends. Because I always hate it when someone says, it depends, and then doesn't explain what it would depend upon. Alright, this is good. Given that there's only 1 mana available, this would indicate that I could comfortably Merfolk Branchwalk after Wildgrowth Walking, and there's nothing that David Tipton could do about it. Hey Joe, streams on the horizon. Whenever our good friend Purge Gamers gets back in town. Oh yes. Bing bong. I think that goes into the graveyard. block would be great for us. So, I mean, if you want to try to have your streaming in some way be a element on a resume that would convince someone to hire you, great. But I would think very concretely how it is answering the question. How does this clarify for said person who would be viewing this content? How does it clarify for them how this works? Do I want a Wildgrowth? Do I want a Merfolk Branchwalk? It's all about the how does it help somebody understand that you're qualified. And that's a remarkably difficult thing to do. A lot of people really struggle with this because, you know, for instance, a lot of people know how to think about their own thoughts and evaluate their own thoughts and be able to say, I used to not be able to do this, and then I overcame a bunch and I actually produced a thing. Yeah, but no one sees the transition of you not being able to do it to you being able to do it. They see the contrast of the thing that you made to what other people make. So, you know, when I say, if you're just doing a stream for 8 hours every Saturday of you playing a tabletop RPG, that shows only that you like it. Why? Because you do that, and literally millions of other people do that. So we have lethal here. All right. Don't we just have the lethals? God, I hope that this... I mean, our opponent has to Merfolk Trickster, the Merfolk Branchwalker, or death. Okay. Okay, cool. Boy, I am amazed that I've been awake since 6 a.m. Since 6 a.m. I've been awake. So our opponent has to yet again have a Merfolk Trickster in order for us to win the game. So we have to block both of these. I don't know why our opponent's doing that right now. Wait, what happened? Oh shit, these can't be blocked by green creatures. Oh my god, I am a dummy. I completely forgot that interaction. Woo! Holy crap-a-moly. Oof, oof, oof. I have done goof. That's actually pretty funny, man. I think I just cut my expensive dudes and put in lava coils. Alright, we gotta cut green. Let's get that out. I think it's pretty simple sideboarding. I do think we have an advantage. Hi, CJ13 and I White. Welcome. Welcome to our best of 3. What would you think of a one-of Biogenic Ooze? Asks Sneakin' Teakin'. Well, first of all, I'll note that we have not even finished one best of 3. So we probably don't want to be making any significant changes. But what I would instead respond is I would say, hey, Sneakin' Teakin', why don't you tell me what it is that you think is good about Biogenic Upgrade. What do you think is good about Biogenic Upgrade? Oh, look at these top 5, see if we can get something good. Siren, Pirate, Wizard. Good. Good. Gross RPG says, oh, great. You're repacing it. Perfect, says. It makes a ton of sense. I've been working on a campaign. I think I library that. Of course, I've been working on a campaign book for my homebrew stream game. Players have been super passionate about the setting and thought it would be a good way to showcase applicable skills. I would say, yeah, but like even that sounds very vanilla. I think that we are the more control-y player here, so we're content to do an exchange here, even if it means trading dive down or something like that. We're looking for a Wildgrowth Walker. Get there every time. Yeah, I mean, that sounds so vanilla, right? That, like, what is it about your stream and your showcase there that shows something that is extraordinary? And if only they tune in and they're willing to watch through all this shit, do they actually get to see the juicy awesomeness? That's a fairly weak answer. Actually, I should have Growth Chamber Guardian and then just continue to bash in. Because, like, anyone you apply to is not at all going to be able to wrap their head around all the goody goodness that's there. Alright, so now I can Jadelight, and that seems pretty good. Bing bong. Yeah, it's like very, very difficult with, if you're just doing a really good job, for people to understand that. If you do such a good job that you've built up a following of over 1,000 concurrents for every single stream you do, that's like fucking impossible. That's amazing. That's a quick, I can get that and wrap my head around that as someone who is interviewing. And go, wow, this person's doing something extraordinary. Or I should say extraordinary, because extraordinary just sounds very, very blasé. So I think we win, just straight up. Your buddy whiffed on the... Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. Hello. Bing, bong. Oh, let's keep that one in the library. Actually, we should put that in the graveyard. I'm a dummy. Do. This is good. This is good. Let's get that. Let's get that Lava Coil off the top of the library. Why put in the graveyard? Because the Siren Storm Tamer says sacrifice, counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. It's a relatively weak card here, because I target something, this gets sacrificed, and then I burst into tears. Soij mana. Hadana's Climb would be the Stone Cold Nuts here. Alright. All's well. I mean, we're gonna wind up losing some creatures, but, I mean, we just keep bashing in. We have to be aware that we're very close to death here as well. Actually, I think we just died, right? We just died? That's fine. Not paying the most attention in this game. It is a very interesting question. Alright, I think our opponent actually had the win there. Good. I just stopped looking, and because our opponent literally just needed to let in some damage and then swing back in the air with the Pteramander. It would have been great. Alright, that's a bad hand. Weren't they one short? I don't know, I stopped looking. Do we get there with this hand? This hand is, like, almost unbelievable. Like, with one land. Go ahead and hang on to this. Alright, let's put that on the bottom. And then let's get there, yeah? We have 2 opportunities. Well, technically 3 with the Scry, but it's all good. Well, that's a bit of a danger, isn't it? Never didn't have it. If that resolves, that's gross. Great. I'm just updating my calendar right now. Day 9 Learn's Dota. We're back. Like getting pinged for 1 a turn just doesn't break my heart so much. I'm gonna go ahead and play the creature that can get us a land. This is gonna be unbelievably hard to lose. Because, I mean, there's no Curious Obsession, there's no additional card draw for David Tipton, and we have lots of card draw and lots of long-term strength in this. Is this part of the reason why we run this puppy? I think we just go ahead and blow this up now. Even though it slows things down, we're not in a hurry. Our opponent has essentially no hope of winning without Tempest Gens. It's very plausible that we can also just get a Hydroid Krasis to land. You know, I think I actually want to begin to go wide. That being countered is also fine. Alright, great. Because then I can Krasis. Post Krasis. Okay. Guys, please let me know if everything chugs at some point here today on the stream. I'm constantly fiddling with the settings. Do you want to trade? Okay, I was gonna say. Probably just trying to build some board presence. In order to cross fingers and hope to die, etc. Again, double swing makes sense. Block with the Growth Chamber Guardian. JDS Streaming says, Dana's chat is one of the only chats I leave open while on Twitch. Hell yeah, my friend. This is such a good card. Uh-oh. Tempest General. Oh, that's bad. Maybe I should have been to the Hydroid Krasis. Maybe I should have been the Hydroid Krasis. Maybe I should have. Yeah, the free-to-play rewards on Magic Arena are pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Well, I'm obviously going to block right here because it prevents a draw from happening, which is great. Koros RPG says, with that being the case, would it be better to instead make things that can be useful for other people's streams and games instead of focusing on my own? You can do anything in whatever way you want and do them all successfully. I absolutely believe that you could pull that off and be totally fine. Uh-oh. Well, that helps some, but I'm going to try to get one more land in here because I really need to slow this burn. Boy, that's a godsend. Alright, now the question is, which one do I blow up? A single land and we're dead, so I have to blow up this one, right? Oh, whoops, I meant to shoot this one. Ah, dude, whatever. What the heck ever. What the heck ever. Day 9 always messes up. It's a sad story. I mean, if we lose this game just because we threw, and we're not that torn up about it. Alright, post-combat land feels appropriate. Alright, so here's the big moment, everyone. No big deal. But I mean, like, what you want to do is you want to be able to identify what the thing is that you could write down in one paragraph that the person reading would go, holy shit, that's pretty amazing. I think this person would be good at making games, especially if I pay them money. You want it to just scream that. Also, I'd like to stress that even though we totally threw that last game, I think it is an important thing for one to focus on for one's own mental and emotional health. There's going to be, in whatever game you play, countless times when you accidentally screw up. And game's done. I think I want that in the graveyard. I think I want some of my heavier hitters. There's going to be plenty of games where you just screw up and you lose. It's important to just not get that torn up about it, you know. Shit happens, man. Sometimes you lose because you're trying and you accidentally made a mistake. Sometimes you lose because you're not all the way focused, because you had a long day. Sometimes you're... I think I put that in the graveyard. Sometimes you lose because someone's better than you. All different types of emotional tests, I think. Uh-oh. Carney Boy's gonna hurt. Do I want to Krasis for 2? I think I do. Great question from John Devo. Do you think modding is a good thing to showcase for getting into game dev? Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, you don't have to create the engine. You don't have to create the audience. I mean, I guess Wildgrowth Walker. You don't have to do this huge trove of work. Boy, I wish I had red mana. All you get to do is the creative side and some of the level creation side. Some of the content creation side. It's great. You know, I personally can think of a few things that are as compelling. Then, hey, look at the mod I created. Yes, please, please, I insist. No blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oof. Oof, that's close. Oof, ow, my bones. Let's take a peek in here, maybe just get another jellyfish. I guess Zegana. I think this is still probably the best course of action, is to do this first. Still looking for the red land. I think I hold on to this. And then the Zegana will come in with trample. So we'll just be able to smash through. And then Muffins is Danon. You got me to start saying oof, ouch, my bones, and I can't stop. Is it not amazing? Was this card revealed? Whoops. Wow. Sometimes you make a mistakey. I don't need no blocks for nothing. There's no finality incoming. I have plenty of health. I got this Ravager Wurm to smash through something if I can get lucky enough. I think I'll probably just Zegana, though. So if I do this... pretty basic, huh? Ooh, library. Library. Yeah, always going. Always be mashing. Alright, so this is like really hard for us to lose. My opponent's name is Pingy for 1. That's so good. Well, yes, hey, Dan, I have an interesting problem at work. Software development. Recently, through some nepotism, I think it's spelled nepotism, student got hired who is way smarter than my whole team and writes code way above our usual level. I'm not sure how to handle it, and it's hard to get smarter, you know? What would be the problem? I cannot think of a way that I lose. I see no way to just deal 3 more damage, so I think we just win here. What's the problem? It sounds great. It sounds like you got someone who's just, like, balling. Alright, Despy. Hey, Despy. I'm sorry I screamed earlier. It's just because I disconnected. I was like, fuck! And the cat was like, ah! Yeah, here, come here. Here, let's go to your favorite place, which is the lab. Yep, and descend. That's a good cat. Alright. I got my buddy here. Okay, this is very good. These are good. These are good. What do I gut to get out of this? I feel like Zegana's like weird in here. Do I even want the coils? Maybe something like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What on earth do I cut in this matchup? What do we cut to get these in here? For the layman, how do I tell between Despy and Sheriff? That's so weird to me, because it's not like they're twins. Like, one's brown and the other's gray. Like, this is Despy. See how she has this patchy gray fur? Little gray face? And also, generally speaking, Despy sits in the lap. Sheriff goes for the shoulder. Sheriff shoulder, Despy lap. That's gray? Yeah. The exposure's a little weird. Because, like, if you look at my face, if I lean forward, it gets really dark. If I lean back, I'm actually in the light. Yeah. Yeah, where are you looking? Maybe I don't even want the lava coils. I mean, removal seems generally good. Cutting a climb maybe seems... No. I actually really don't know. I have 26 seconds. I gotta figure this thing out. I think this is correct. I think we could maybe cut an Incubation Incongruity. Cut one Hadana's Climb. I'm cutting this Incubation because I have Vivien. Trying that. Mystic's no good. Mystics feels like more of a control-y thing. This is a bad hand. This is a good hand. Hey, you're on the power button. I gotta push this thing back in. Alright, if everything crashes, I'm really sorry. Alright, it's a good cat. Put this on the bottom. We're gonna have plenty of opportunity to draw more land. May as well just grab the Hydroid Krasis now, yeah? Whew. Alright, we got a cat on the arm. Yes. Yes, I love you. I love you, and that arm is all for you to snuggle. I gotta clean this place up, man. I have, like, so many empty mugs and so many empty seltzer waters. This is a good cat. I have a little gray cat who has decided her favorite spot is on the arm. Let me see if I can show you this. Alright. I'm going to move this here. Alright, we're trying to get her to not react. See how she's just on the arm? Isn't that just adorable? You can see hot sauce and contact solution. Hey, Despy. Can I get a meow? Yeah, push against the arm. That's good. That is good. That is a very good cat. Let me see if I can... Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna need to move this back here. This unplugs, the whole stream crashes. Great. Don't mix those two. Alright. Do I want that there? Yeah, let's go ahead and keep that there. Don't want to attack. Double block kills it, and I have plenty more heals incoming. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real.
Are you certain of your decision?
Here, I want you to have this swamp. Opponent is charging towards a carny boy. A carnival. Alright, so if I Hadana's Climb like that, that's the mana that I do want open. So I'm going to put this here. Not going to attack. Ooh, yeah, library. Alright, we now have a blocker for the carny boy. God, this cat is so cute. I am for real. Have a swamp, dude. It's all yours. You will regret that choice. Never meant to make your doctor cry. I will kill his shit a million times. Dispy. Hello. Oh my god, she's on my arm. I can't move my arm anymore. This is not my arm anymore. I am not the proud owner of an arm. That's going to be a bit of a pain. You know, I can maybe just kill this player. You know, let me just... I want the +1/+1 counter. Fight star creature you don't control. Never get tired of that, ever, under any circumstance. We'll just blow up Vivien now. Seems good. Never meant to make your daughter cry. Alright, goodbye, Despy. Peace out, cat. Yeah. Fair trade.
I've seen worse.
So now we just kill in 2 turns, right?
What was lost is now returned.
Alright, ping for you one. Does not have a lot of answers. I can actually attack with everything. Whatever one gets blocked, I then Hadanas. Isn't that a neat play? Yeah. Boo, whoop. Feels excellent, man. Isn't that nice? Just a 1 for 0. Isn't that just a nice turn?
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Here, have a Plague Crafter. You can have 2 of them. 2 Plague Crafters. Null Rush is using onboard tricks so good. Dude, every time I get owned by something, I go, I will own another man with that later. This Vivien might not be needed. Or it's going to be like blue mana Hydroid Krasis. I must fight for what's right. What is percentage on the Mythic name badge? It's a demonstration of how far you've fallen. And then what now? Hello, alligator. It's time to see you later. Oh, bing, bong, bang. Let's go to 87%. Oh, everything's so meaningless once you hit Mythic. I really like pips. I want my pepperonis. You know, I'm just going to make a broad statement, okay? I'm going to make a broad statement. 95% of the mechanics that over the last 15 years people have done to make stuff not feel as bad, I feel like people are coming around to going, we should keep that. We shouldn't have done that. That was bad. We were mistaken. I feel like it's like 95%. You know, for instance, you just have a percentage, so that way you don't feel so bad when you lose ranks. Like, I want to see a number go up and a number go down that I can wrap my head around much more. When it was Pips, where I went, and you win a star, and then you lose two, lose 2 stars. Ugh. Yeah, that feels bad, but you know what? It also feels meaningful. And I think that that is a distinction that people have not yet made. Right, like, there's, take for instance, Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm removed last hitting. Because they wanted it to be less painful when you were getting owned in lane. They had the team experience, so it was less emotional trauma. I really feel like, yes, it feels less bad, but also feels less good. Why? Because it's not just that you have eliminated. We're going to try to find a land here. I mean, this is just too good. Sulfur Rat says last hitting feels good, minion denial is what feels bad. I don't think that feels fine. It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Does it hurt? Oh, yeah. Ask me if it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, my friend. But it also feels meaningful. I like that. Oh, why is that the one that you're choosing? All right, graveyard. Yeah, that's the thing. Dallas Sooner, he said, this is 2019. We are all millennials. Would rather feel numb than bad. What do you mean, rather? What millennial do you know that doesn't feel numb already? Yeah, no, I have to work 4,000 hours a day. I have to work 5 jobs. You don't need any of this nonsense. Then I think we go to the face. Gonna be kind of a brutal turn. It's a choice. So can you give some other examples? Maybe I understand the context better. I'll give some of the broad sweeping generalizations, which is that alright, so we want to do this, and then we want to swing with the team, I think. It's actually pretty good. I'm gonna just do this. Let me think for a moment. I'll give you more examples soon. So I'll give you. All right, so this doesn't hurt this guy yet. That's got to be a second Spell Pierce. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kennelly is. Alright. Alright, well let's just start the cycle all over again. God, this thing is so good in this damn matchup. So we haste and pop a Drake or something. Oh, our opponent is makey to mistakey. 1, 2, no, we don't quite have enough. So if I do this, and then I haste and I nuke one of these, yeah, we can't quite break through. So I'm just gonna do the good old 1 for 0. +1/+1 counter. Fight Terry. God, that animation's good. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I never know what to cut in this matchup. Do I cut the Llanowar Elves? I actually think Llanowar Elves are a reasonable cut. Our opponent's going to be running a lot of shocks. This doesn't seem very useful. What do I think about Frilled Mystic? Feels pretty weak. Maybe one of those. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird boarding plan. It's kind of a weak card anyways. I don't know if I'm doing too slow of a plan. I'll figure it out. But Subson Soda, what I'll say is that there's a lot of like smoothing, don't worry, we're gonna take care of your feelings type stuff that's come up in gaming, particularly in terms of like competitive one-on-one games. Oh shit, that's kind of bad, isn't it? That's actually a lot better. Hello, Terry. You know, I'll point to things like not showing... Ah, crap. I guess I don't want... These are a little... Yeah, maybe the Hydroid Krasis is actually a little too slow in this matchup. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we cut the Krasis. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the recent Blizzard games, Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, not showing your kills and deaths compared to anyone, obfuscating a lot of that stuff. Mutual levels and Heroes of the Storm. Some mechanics, like Hearthstone, not really having any form of discard. I do like the way that Ravager Wurm has felt. I think I might have too slow of a plan. Creatures can't be countered. Oh my god, a main deck quench. What? What list is this? we can get a red source. I think I... Yeah. Defensive Hadana is actually pretty sick. Pretty sick, my friends. Ugh. Bing bong. Enigma Drake. So we play this, so we can't get Spell Pierce. This has to be double Spell Pierce to do a thing. It's actually pretty good. I do not want to attack because it's my only creature. Wow, why chart a course pre-combat? What are some other examples? There's some other multiplayer shootery type games I'm trying to remember that it's been kind of flat. Oh, do we just die because this upgrades? Oh, goodness. Nice. So I think my game plan maybe is too slow. Alright, let's see here. I actually don't like the Viviens as much. Incubation Incongruity actually seems a little slow in this matchup. I think maybe I actually want to do like this again. Just kind of go back to what we were doing before. I think we still do need the elves. I think we missed sideboarded. There's been... God, I can't believe... Because this is something that I thought a lot about a year ago. So I remember the concept, but I can't remember any of the damn examples. Hello, red mana. Stomping Ground. I used to have a list of like, this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, and this game, and this game. Perfect. Hello, it's me, the Wildgrowth Walker. Is this the Hoogland list? You betcha. You bet your butt it is. Lightning struck out. Alright, well this is in a way good, but in a way terrible. Since I can't remember the Listo games... Oh my god, I'm gonna nuke it. Yeah, feels positive. Although we really love a blue mana source. Die. Oh, I should have swung first. That was a mistakey. I think I just need the correct mana source. Perfect. I think I just have to do this now. Even though it could be Spell Pierce dove down. I mean, I gotta grind through their spells regardless. See, if I had Lava Coiled attacked, our opponent would not have been able to block. Five in there. Okay. About to get bing bonged. Ouch. So cool. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty good. Got a little Hydroid Krasis friend. I guess I slam that with the no blocks, depending on what gets played here. All right, let us see what we get. It's fine. Graveyard. Graveyard. mean, we could be dead. Yeah, I mean, like, 8 is a lot. 8 is a lot of damage. I think my crazy boy. Oof. Nice. Good game. I'm not entirely sure how to sideboard in this matchup. I think the Incubation Incongruities are the ones that I want to get out. I think so. Or maybe I keep in the Incubation Incongruities and try to turn their... That's what I need to be doing. I need to be treating the Incubation Incongruities as removal and burn through their removal more quickly. That was the mistake I was making. That was the mistake I was making. I guess I mulligan. I think I need to be building up sooner rather than later. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave that there. Oh, nice, perfect. We're against another Drake's player. This, I dare say, is ideal. But yeah, I mean, like, I think again, even though the examples are leaking out of my brain, I feel that I really like when games have sharp moments that, on one hand, you might, at a cursory glance, just call, oh, yeah, that's just... Okay, so we're not against what we had surmised. I thought we were going to be up against another Drake's player. Cool, cool. Yeah, from like a cursory glance, you might say something like, oh yeah, it's painful, get rid of the pain. But I feel like a lot of things that are painful are also meaningful. And I would want to distinguish between the things that are just painful for the sake of being painful. Like, I mean, frankly, even though I love me some StarCraft, man. Makey no mistakey about it. Love StarCraft, dude. Love StarCraft. Merfolk branch friend. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I love StarCraft, but StarCraft is also pretty... Not back. StarCraft Brood War has pretty shitty pathing. It just does not really feel... It doesn't even feel reasonable. Like, I have spent millennia trying to master that pathing. I think that there's elements to it that are really great and do create great meaning in the gameplay. But also, shit, man. Hello. Ooh. Fighting this guy. I'm not going to fight this Tempest Gen because we'll just die. You got it, friend. I think our opponent accidentally made a mistake. Dive down just thinking of the health. I guess I died faster than I realized I would die. So if I get in here for 2, we have enough to maybe get some sort of anti-air. Okay. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spell Pierce. Nope, we got it. Whoa. That was close. I think we have very simple sideboarding. Too slow, too slow. 1, 2, 3. And then that's it, right? We just did it. Ship it. I'm pretty dang pleased with that play. Oh! I don't know, let's just take what was once upon a time the artist formerly known as a well-made point. I have done a garbage job of making this point. If anyone's like, I disagree with you, I'd be like, dude, it was so bad. It was really just the worst presentation. But I'll instead state it in terms of here's the things that I don't like, because I really need examples for that to have merit. I really need that. What I'll instead do is talk about it from the positive side. And by the way, I don't mean positive as in like, woohoo, positive. I mean like, this is good, this is what I do like, whereas this is what I don't like, the mathematical sense of positive. I really like when things have sharp edges, moments of sort of like pain, that mean that my decisions have real meaning. Like, hell, even 3 weeks ago when Kevin was in town, we were playing Dota on Wednesday. God, I miss Dota too. I'm excited for him to come back in town. We were playing, I said, I'm going to try to buy these items, and it just felt like, it was bad. It was so painful. Oh, God. But I like that because it really, it sort of like clued me in. It was a sort of smack in the face, like, right here, pay attention. This isn't good. And similarly, I like the flip side of spikes. Bought that thing, boom, immediate reward. Collision Colossus, yeah. Gentleman Cynic, happy 5 years, Gentleman Cynic. 5 years! I mean, do you really? Because it's what... Really? Oh, I can't fucking count, dude. Alright, that's fine. Dive down, going down on the Surge Mare seems totally fine. 1-6 seems totally fine. Someone sending says, for some reason 5 years makes me feel older than 60 months. There's so many months, man. Hello. Whole lot of nothing going down. Alright, so we see there's yet to be a Curious Obsession in Perseus's deck. We can't do any attacks because the Surge Mare can do +2/-2 until end of turn and blow us up. Not significant. I mean, this is turning into a really weird game. Did that card say horsefish on it? You bet your butt it did. Look at that horsefish. Sweet horsefish. This could get countered. We assume that there's a lot of counters in this hand because we've just seen not that much. This is so great. That's why we Jadelight first to get our tap lands. Yeah, I love the number of games that I've gotten the delightful opportunity to play lately. Just been sharp games. Sharp games with harsh pains. And then I think that this is lethal, right? We're dead? Yep, lethal. Surge Mare, no! Do we want to make any changes? I think we're actually good. I think we're actually good. I should also be aware of Incubation Incongruity as a potential method to clear things out. Brady W63 says, oh shit, what? When did I become a sub? Welcome. good enough. We're on the play. We got a Wildgrowth Walker. A lot of turn 1 plays. Terries abound. Getting this down early is excellent. Land 1 time. Flock of says, are you going to be playing Warcraft 3 Reforged when it releases this year? You know, ordinarily I would have been like, oh yeah, man. Oh, dude. Oh my god, War 3 Reforged? Oh, baby. And other such, you know, fist pumps and celebrations. Well, this is not the best. Lately, however, there's been a number of decisions out of Camp Blizzard that have felt a little gosh darn weird, if I may say so myself. So, probably be in holding pattern mode for a bit. Alright, you got it. Trancing Melodies are pretty good in this matchup. We need this to try to find land. Cool. Oops! This would have been a very good opportunity to just Lava Coil this. It's not the biggest deal. We have the Growth Chamber Guardian. Oh, god damn, that is a painful ass run out. Suppose I allege that we do this first. So, I mean, our opponent being tapped out is really nice. The fact that we've recovered with a Growth Chamber Guardian is good. I believe that this deck does run 2 Trancing Melodies on the side, but I don't think there's much more than that. Okay, so let's not mess this up, yes? So there's 1, 2, 3 things in the bin here. I missed an opportunity to kill the Terry. It's okay, so try again next turn. See, I could have buffed this and then Lava Coiled it. This is a good position to be in. Let's play one of these. Alright, well. Hello. We just wait a little bit and we're starting to get gigantic, right? We're starting to get gigantic. My turn. That's pretty dirty. So if one of these gets blocked, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Yeah, because sort of what I'm going for with this differentiation between shit, what's this? I feel like there's something that there needs to be some more concrete way to distinguish between what is meaningful, where the pain is okay due to the fact that it has meaning, versus I'm actually gonna lower all this and try to sit up a wee bit more, versus something that is actually just grating and problematic and bad. Trying to get more nuance in there is what I'm working on. Okay, so probably Hinterland Harbor here. And do I want a Hadana's Climb? Probably not. Probably just playing this is good. So I think I go library, library. I think this is a pretty strong play due to the fact that we have the Incubation Incongruity in there. Oh, is this is some sort of weird Bant deck? Okay. Let me enter this tapped. Let me Hadana's Climb. Buffing the Ranger. I'll work on that point. I'll work on it. I'll make it a better point. I'll make it the best point in the world. Hey, we haven't had any chug, have we? I've tried to turn off and disable all possible forms of encoding. Definitely want the Incubation in there. Merfolk Branchwalker is a nice addition to the party. No chug, nope, perfect. Still Virgin XP. Sucks some, but not the most. Let's see here. I mean, I can just blow this up relatively easily, right? I don't want another one of those. Cool, we get some land. Finally able to sub Still Version XP. Yes, yes, welcome. Welcome to this here day-night party, baby. Another Deputy of Detention, boo. What a douche. Alright, no attacks. You got it. I think I want this, right? No, I want one of my bigger boys. Go ahead and use this Hadana's Climb to give +1/+1s to everything. I mean, eventually... Do I have enough for this? Shit, I need one more blue. Please don't down tick.
Your loss will either be a tragedy
Shit.
or a comedy of errors.
Oh shit, did it disconnect? We didn't lose connection. Nope, connection's still fine. Disconnected. Isn't that sad? We were close to being able to double Hadana's Climb. Subsan Soda says, did you get to see those games with the AI beating pro players in SC2? Yes, and you know, I was long considering doing a video analysis of it. I've just been traveling so much this month. I'm so tired. Who's talking to me? Ah. Alright, so we initially branch walk, right? It seems like fair play. I really need that blue land source. So I should just do this, right? I mean, the Thopter is going to block it. I mean, if I can get, like, a Collision Colossus, we just kind of immediately win.
Small example of my genius.
So, I mean, we're close. This doesn't have trample, right? So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I should go for it here. Fuck. God, we almost have it. We are so close to having it. This does buy us a turn. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get, like, a trample. This is actually relevant to play. Because if I get a land next turn, I want to immediately play it down. God, that is such a pain in the ass. Oh! Oh! Alright, now I need to...
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
Man, Zegana is going to be so nice. But I don't have the mana for Zegana. Alright, it's time for my Llanowar Elf to chump the chumpiest he's ever chumped. Boom, ba-boom. Oh! I need a blue source or a Collision Colossus. I'm flying. Get in there. So Subson Soda, I hear you. I hear you. I read you talking about the micro of the AI. So the way that the StarCraft 2 Deep or the Alpha Star AI was able to do micro is that it was throttled in various windows. So I guess I have to chump like this, right? Which I prefer not to do. It was throttled in windows, so it couldn't have higher than something. I'm just gonna make up the numbers. It was like 250 APM per. Oh my gosh, we got deaded. Couldn't have more than like 200 APM a minute, 250 APM every 30 seconds, 300 APM every 20 seconds, because players do spike. Ravager Wurm. Do I actually feel like that'll be valuable? This is one of these matchups where we just go low and go under. We definitely want the Lava Coils. Are the Incubation Incongruities too slow? I feel like maybe yes. But then I actually think Ravager Wurm would be a nice one to kind of go toe-to-toe with the creature-based field that we're up against. I think I like that. And so, like, in the same way that during intense battles, players will spike up to 900 APM for little chunks, the DeepMind AI also spiked up in little chunks. And it's important to note, because there's things like Substance, so you write, unlike human players, every single action is meaningful. That's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. The way that human beings would write in AI. Like, for instance, if I wrote in AI and I gave it all the instructions and I were saying, this stalker goes here during this stalker goes here doing this, I would have absolute perfect efficiency, period. No exceptions. It would be perfect. When you have learned AIs, and in fact AlphaStar showed this, their AIs also did spam clicking in many situations. So it actually plays remarkably human-like in many of these situations. This is just like a perfect run out. Oh, interesting. Maybe I should be running. It's actually not the biggest deal. We're definitely just fishing for land here. Graveyard. Graveyard. So I do think it's plausible to say that the AI did have micro that was too good in some circumstances. I think that's actually acceptable to say. Gentleman Cynic says it doesn't misclick though. It is permitted to be able to do such things as misclicks, and does as such. Very, very paradoxical to say, but it absolutely has all those traits. And from my understanding of when the, oh, that's such a good draw. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Oh. I'd like this one to become enormous. So I believe that, like, from my understanding of talking to some of the researchers, it is able to input the information perfectly. For instance, it will never see something on the minimap and go, oh, I think that's an Overlord, when actually it is a Mutalisk. It never makes that kind of mistake. But in terms of the outputs, it's that I believe that it actually has a sort of pixelized representation of the screen, and it can elect to click on various I think this is too slow. I think this is too slow. That's nice. You can elect to click on certain locations. And so, in that same learning way that we misclick when I try to click relatively close to something, but I whiff sometimes, the AI too can learn to click relatively close and whiff sometimes. The type of misclick that it will never have is things like, whoopsie daisies, I accidentally moved my mouse over a cat hair, so, you know, something like that. So there's a surprising amount of graveyard. Graveyard. Surprising amount of human-likeness to it. I think I just get in there. No, maybe that was an unbelievably stupid attack. That's fine. No big deal. So I think that coming all the way back to what you were saying, Subsan Soda, of some of the amazing Stalker Micro, I've studied those games pretty hard. And there were a few moments where I was like, now that was amazing. But there was not nearly... there wasn't nearly the sort of, like, perfect micro that I would look at and go, there's no way a human could ever do that. I think, like, once or twice, it did something where it, like, individually perfectly microed out 20 Stalkers in, like, a fan. Like they were all clustered together and they went, like, and that's one of these things where I'm like, oh, yeah, fucking right, no way. But I think that what was staggeringly impressive... Holy shit. Holy shit. So this is slightly inefficient. But I'm still gonna do it. So I guess I'm looking for a Hydroid Krasis boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I do like this. What was really impressive to me is the fact that the AI was able to develop an understanding of some of the absolute highest level, most sophisticated strategies out there. Like the whole idea of mobile armies applying pressure versus stronger immobile armies. I actually found the game that the AI lost to be the most impressive of all on the AI side. And I think that, like, what makes the results particularly interesting, I think I lose unless I get Hadana's Climb. I think that's just basically it. We don't die very quickly because our opponent is, like, 1-1-ing us to death. Well, what's interesting is that there are ways that humans program AIs that learning AIs are pretty dog shit at understanding. You know, things like Stalker Micro is, on one hand, it's relatively learnable. Oh, I think I said I was going to board in the Brontodons. Day 9 does not forgive. He does not forget. Alright, good. Deputy's getting out of there. We might be able to do a little Krasis boy action. Things like Stalker Micro is something that people can wrap their heads around. Things like learning Stalker Micro is actually something that I can get behind that. I can be like, yeah, no, I totally see how. Alright, so that helps. These are Jadelight Rangers. Wow. Welcome back. Graveyard. Draw. Draw, draw. Good. Let's do that again. Nice. There's things like learning Stalker Micro. I actually feel like I can completely, assuming that I had the API to be able to communicate with StarCraft 2, I am pretty confident I could set up a learning experiment for Stalkers trying to learn a Micro. And I would probably need to have access to some cloud computing to be able to actually do the computation, because that would require some time, but so those localized training things make sense. The fact that the AI was able to intuit long-term strategy is super cool. Super cool. Alright, I died today. It is a good day to die. It's a funny little deck. Oh!
From the will of many,
holy shit, what is this, -1? Oh, cool. Nice. This doesn't have trample, does it? It does have lifelink. Alright, let's start trying to work our way through this. Cool. So we're dead, right? I'm gonna let him kill us. That is a sweet list. And so did the AI do any cool shit that humans didn't consider, like the Dota one did? Simply no. There's two of the replays that I haven't seen, and I need to investigate those. Because I think that there was, like, one of the AIs was trained to just heavily explore carrier-based strategies, which is something humans do. But did the AI come up with something unique? I think it actually did. I think it did. It overbuilt probes like mad. That's a very common thing for humans to do. Super common. And I actually believe that it erroneously built too many probes. Alright, so this is a bad hand. Nearly amazing. Maybe we're just mulligan it anyways. Alright, well, that's what we're running with. Hydroid says, I would say the building extra workers to that extent is something humans never considered. They totally have, and I actually think it's just suboptimal. I think that it was suboptimal. Yeah, so I mean, like, a lot of people zoomed in on that, which is actually kind of interesting to me, because overbuilding of probes in StarCraft is essentially one of the most common things in the history of StarCraft. That's been around since, like, 1999. It is actually called a Maynard exchange, which is pretty funny. Yeah. Here we go. This deck is cool, but I think I want to switch. I think I'm going to switch to a different deck. I also think I'm not as good at this deck as Jeff Hogan. I actually just suddenly want to play something completely different. Oh shit, this is a best of 3, isn't it? Alright. Alright. Let's get in the zone, everyone. Legend Colossus is not going to be useful in this matchup. Zegana is not necessary. Probably the Vivien Reids, and probably want these and these in there. The hell do I cut now, huh? Probably these. All the big boys. Make the deck you just played against. I think I would need quite some time to understand that puppy. Bucktalk says, have you played a Saproling deck? It's my preferred archetype right now, but I suppose it's not viable at higher tiers. I actually think that some of the Selesnya tokens and Saproling type things have some viability, because a lot of the there's a lot of decks that are running low on sweepers. But I mean, if there's any shift and they start to run the sweepers, you just get absolutely dumpstered. Probably gonna have to make another pot of coffee in a moment here. Oh my gosh, I hope you're having a great day. Do I want to play or do I want to draw? Boom. Did I get the Brontodons in here? Because I would like to have gotten the Brontodons in here. Joe, this is a great question, Joe. I haven't even thought about this. What do you think the end game for AI applications in esports is? Coaching, strategy development, and analysis? I definitely think strategy... I'll call it strategy sampling and analysis. Because there is a significant issue... Okay, so here's there is what's the term for it? I think it's called strategic collapse. Okay, so let's take the following example. Let's say that you are this ever happened this probably has happened to you guys in your home games. So I'm going to take a home-based example of strategic collapse in AIs. And what I'm going to be using is GoldenEye 64. Welcome to the battlefield, Frilled Mystic. Good to see you. GoldenEye 64. GoldenEye 64, okay? No attacks. In GoldenEye 64, I used to play with my brother and my neighbor George. So me, Nick, and George would play GoldenEye, and we started to develop a little meta among ourselves. We used to love to play License to Kill pistols in the archives, because it's the only real way to fucking play that game. Ba-ba-ba-boom! So there we were, playing our License to Kill pistols in the archives. And we would have particular corners that we would frequent, hide behind. We would have various gun spots where we thought that, you know, this particular gun was the best one, so we would, like, camp the spawn and all this sort of thing. We had our own little meta. Now, tell me this hasn't happened to you. You know, for me, it was GoldenEye 64. Maybe it was for you playing Halo with all your buddies, or maybe it was Soul Calibur, you know, where suddenly an outside person comes in and absolutely dumps on you. This actually happened with my brother in Soul Calibur. In Soul Calibur, you know, Nick and I were not amazing ballers by any measure. But, you know, we played a lot. And Nick went to a friend's house for a birthday party. And they almost all got into a fist fight. Because Nick just played differently than everyone. And just dumped on everyone, right? So this is the idea of metas forming, where you are really successful at your little meta, but then when something new comes in, you go, oh, shit. And you just get thrown off.
Hold that thought.
Archetype Zero says, oh no, that's Archetype Zero. I parsed your name. Archetype Zero says, that was me playing MTG between middle and high school. Yeah, right? You feel like you're hot shit in your own little league, and then you go somewhere else and they just play differently. It's not necessarily that they're better. Sometimes that totally happens when you play against someone who's better. But a lot of times it's that they're doing something different that you just don't have an answer to. And your entire strategy framework collapses. Strategic collapse, right? I think strategic collapse is the right term. I could be wrong. But anyways. So what happens with the StarCraft 2 AI when it's playing against itself? I feel like a counter is coming on. So I'm going to see what pops out of here. Perfect. Oh my god, yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, get out there, Vivien. Boom. Oh my god, yes. Oh, Ravager Wurm would be so sweet here. I'm the Hydroid Krasis for 100 billion. Any ways. So what happens with this StarCraft 2 AI is it starts off learning to mimic human games. So what we have is an AI that's very good at playing human-like. And imagine, okay, it's playing against itself, right? And it's starting to change its gameplay. And I want to be very careful about the word change. I'm not saying it's going to improve its gameplay. I'm just going to say change. Because imagine the AI starts off just rushing itself. It just rushes and rushes and rushes like crazy. And then it starts to change and starts to create defenses against rushes. Yes! Look at this force coming down. Ba, 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 boom. Alright, time to become a hasty friendo. Haste. Get out of here. Hello, it's me, Hadana's Climb. So then what happens is this AI starts to defend more. It starts to defend more. And it starts to expand more. So let's say it expands once, and then it attacks. So this is what the AI's done. It's gone from one basing, and then attacking, to two basing, and then attacking. Learns to defend that. So it starts to go to 3 base and then attacking. And then it learns to defend that. So then it goes to 4 base and then attacking. And I assume that you all can see where I'm going with this, which is that all of a sudden it's going for like 4 or 5 bases in these games before doing attacks, because it's learned that these past iterations are bad strategies. Don't do those. Do the 5 base things. And then these AIs just lose to the original AI that rushed. Not a chance. And so this is interesting because only in a game with a lot of the strategic complexity and possibility of StarCraft do you wind up with that kind of thing to have happen. So they had to create a different training methodology than just this AI plays against itself and adjusts itself. And this is a real common problem that could happen. You got it, man. This is a real common problem that can happen with AIs. They just kind of wind up stuck where they sort of learn only how to play against whatever it's currently kind of doing, but they're not as good against variety. Perfect. All right, always plus first. Our -8 is going to become a little bit of a pickle.
The wilds are my shield.
I guess a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would give us 12. Yeah. That's how you do shitty math. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Boink. Hello, it's me, the Hydroid Krasis. Yeah. Felipe la Hadana. I'm ready to rock. Snarl! So what StarCraft 2 AI did is, instead of just playing against itself, they would start with a brain and they would lock it. So they would have that AI brain locked. Let's say this is just a brain that happens to have learned to rush a lot. Not a chance, dude. So they have a brain that's learned to rush a lot. So that's locked. And then they would split it into two. One locked rushing brain, one unlocked brain. It's still a rusher, but it can learn, it can evolve and change. So let that play for a little while. Need to take a time out. This boy is a crazy boy. Our opponent messed up. All right, let's do it. Let's pay that life. I think we do 8 again, right? Perfect. Always kill the Teferi. Remember how I said I wanted to stop playing this deck? Doesn't matter. See, in this way, they started to just make clones and clones and clones and clones of all sorts of different types of creatures that were doing all sorts of types of different things. Yeah, they just made clones and clones and clones and clones of all these different types of things, so they had some of them that would try really hard to... yeah, they would have all sorts of different rewards. Some of them would try really hard to build only Zealots. Some of them would try really hard to build only Carriers. Some of them would try to win as fast as possible. So they had these different brains with different goals, and so this allowed them to generate a sort of league of players that the AI was playing against. I think we're good, right? No, I think I want the Frilled Mystics over the Ravager Wurms, right? I mean, the ability to counter is pretty tight. Hadana's Climb doesn't actually seem that important in this matchup, right? Does this seem important in this matchup at all? No. No, not at all. Yeah, I should have had these Frilled Mystics in here from the start. Then I think I do want the Ravager Wurms for just more durability. Yeah, I don't know. I think that AI thing is so cool. When I'm more rested, I'm excited to get back to a current experiment I'm trying to set up. Many of you heard me talk about this, farmer versus cow. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up a farmer that can do the following. It can milk cows, which gives it a point. It can plant grass. The farmer can plant crops. The farmer can harvest crops, and when the farmer harvests crops, farmer gets a point. So the farmer gets points for milking cows and harvesting crops. But crops work in a very specific way. When a crop is planted, it needs to be watered frequently. If it's overwatered, it dies. If it's underwatered, it dies. And so it needs to water it until it's ripe and then harvest it. All right, so that's that first puppy. And this hand is okay. The cow is hungry and wants to eat crops or grass. It doesn't care which one, it just wants to eat. And when it's not hungry, it kind of wants to sit still. So we have a simple version of this implemented, and the learning was super interesting. Fascinating to watch in action. The way that the AI agent wound up learning is that the farmer just infinitely plants crops and grass randomly at its feet. The cow follows the farmer wherever it goes and eats randomly something nearby. And they're both pretty happy because the farmer eventually waters enough crops. And it doesn't even milk the cows. It just spends all of its time planting crops. And this is because I didn't create any limitation on collisions. So infinitely many grasses can be on top of each other. So now I'm going to create a little limitation on the surrounding space. Oh shit, I completely forgot Jovo's question about how do, what's the usefulness of AI. Okay. I went down that rather long discussion talking about how the AI, all this stuff in the graveyard, man, how the AI learns over time in StarCraft 2. And the answer is that it didn't just do free play against itself. It was this highly structured, okay, this AI is going to focus on rushing, this AI is going to focus on rushing but with Zealots, this AI is going to focus on rushing but with Stalkers, this AI is going to be allowed to play against those and evolve itself, and then we're going to lock whatever the fuck that is. Okay, you know, there's all these different things. And think about how you, a human being, might decide to study a strategy, train. Please be a settle the wreckage, please. Do I have any direct damage in this? I'll just play both of these. Wildgrowth Walkers are super low value in this matchup. So, and what was the amazing outcome of the AI? Well, frankly, I think even though it went 10-1, it didn't, like, shake me with how much better it was. It did some key things that were exceptional and was able to get wins, particularly with nice early game moves. And this is a lot of the way that StarCraft works. StarCraft is just an extremely fragile game. But I think it could be very interesting to say, let's try to train an AI against just this build order and see what it comes up with. It's a way to ask a question and receive an answer of a particular type. So it's sort of like, this used to happen in StarCraft Pro houses a lot, where they would go, there would be the A-teamers, who would be the ones who'd be playing in the Star Leagues, the one who would be playing in the Team Leagues, and they would say, that was a fucking great match. I love that one. Yeah, they would have these top players have their B-teamers focus on specific things. This is the B-teamer that's only going to practice 2 base, greedy as possible, and then all in. This player is going to practice only 1 base all in. This player is only going to practice a 3 base standard macro game. God, that's a good hand. Don't want to change decks anymore? Whoopsie daisies, huh? Woodland Stream. Oh, shit. I think I know what we're up against. I think, because this is a tap land, I think that we are up against Simic Nexus. I am anticipating a Simic Nexus. I shall make it so. Looks like Simic Nexus. I think one of the deficiencies of AI learning is, for instance, if I told you that I had built a machine that can perfectly make shots in basketball. It never misses. You put it in a position, hand it a ball, it can launch it into the hoop. Into the hoop. You'd be like, sure. Yeah, I guess we're gonna try to win on the backs of the Jadelights. Like that would amaze nobody, right? Many modern games have a mixture of physical execution with strategy, which is part of why, for a human, it's really fun. As a human being, you're just like, oh my god, I made a really good shot in Counter-Strike, even though I had messed up and bought last round when I shouldn't have. Yeah, you know. It's a nexus of fate. By the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that your good old pal Day9 successfully identifies that it's a Simic Nexus deck based purely on the existence of a Woodland Stream on turn 1? Ah! Whoosh whoosh. We're probably dead. We need a board and everything. Can you see? And so I think that, you know, when you take something like StarCraft, if a AI does perfect Stalker micro, no one's that impressed. If an AI was able to aimbot perfectly in Counter-Strike, no one's gonna be that impressed. They're gonna go, fucking course the AI can aim perfectly, man. That is a full out expectation at this point in time. So I think it's one of those things where we must be rather careful about the circumstances in which we get too excited about game stuff, or make sure that the learning is actually helping provide insight into the thought side of things, as opposed to merely the executional side of things. One of the things that's really cool and really exciting about AIs lately... We're dead, by the way. We're gonna give it a little bit longer, but we did for sure. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. We don't care too much about our rank at this point. So, Ravager Wurm, no. Zegana, no. Collision, Colossus, no. Incubation, Incongruity, no. Even the Hadana's Climb, I think we can take out. And then we just put in the Strokes, the Negates, the Vivien Reids, the Frilled Mystics, and the Thrashing Brontodons for enchantment removal. Boy, that's a potent sideboard, Jesus. This feels like yesterday's coffee. You know, I think one of the things that's really, I think perhaps the most interesting element of, perhaps the most interesting element coming out for the what's it's called. Actually, do I want to branch walk this? I think I'm kind of in the mood to branch walk and Llanowar Elves because we can actually spike up pretty hard. I don't really care about that one. Being able to get a Bronze Pal is pretty disgusting on this turn. Oh. So we're going to play the Thrashing Brontodon. Then we are going to leave one Llanowar Elf back in case a Wilderness Reclamation comes up. Something that AIs are very bad at is coming up with intermediary goals. So, for instance, if you look at how some of the OpenAI Dota things were trained, the way training works in general. Ooh. I think this is a lock. The way that a lot of I want to leave it with Frilled Mystic. The way that AIs are trained, a large percentage of the time, you got it. The way AIs are trained a large percentage of the time is that there's some reward that they're trying to yield. Goodbye. And they're just trying to maximize that. So this just could be... in the case of the OpenAI things, they pretty much just had, like, you get 10 points if you win, and that's it. That's the only reward that they got. And then they just play through the game doing, you know, essentially random actions till they stumble their way into a win. And they just keep playing, keep training, keep playing, keep training. But a lot of the way that humans... So, in a sense, this is like saying, all you gotta do is win, go. Boom, done, clean. I think this is a good enough hand. I think we have to roll with this. Being able to Vivien Reid's pretty grand. So the way humans would solve a game of Dota is they would say something like, first you need to learn to last hit well in the early game. That's your first goal. And then your mid-game goals are to knock down these towers. You also have a mid-game goal of maybe ganking. You also have a mid-game goal of getting to these items. In StarCraft, you have the same thing. Like you have an early game goal of setting up this particular defense. Pay 2 life. Llanowar Elves. You know, you have the XY early game goal of getting out unit blah. Oh, the fact that that's a tapped land is stunning for us. So I think I simply play the Steam Vents. I enter it tapped. And then I think I Growth Chamber Guardian here. Because we don't have any Explore creatures to buff these up, and they're the weakest card in this matchup that we have. So dirty. We come up with all these small goals for ourselves. StarCraft's strategy might actually be the... StarCraft strategy might actually be the best example of this. Where in StarCraft strategy, you're like, what do I even want to do? Okay, I'm going to go for a 3-base play. So what would the phases of my thing be? Well, I think step 1... That's a very cheeky play. That's a very, very cheeky and astute play. Wow, I should have tapped the Llanowar Elf, because now Camel Paul will be able to play Wilderness Reclamation. No? Wow. Humans are really good at coming up with these sub-goals. And I think that's something that AIs are really sorely lacking in. I think I still do it because our opponent is whiffing on land. And should our opponent successfully get a land and play Wilderness Reclamation, there's a very small number of cards. I mean, I think I just play this right now. This could be Frilled Mystic, which sucks, but what are you going to do? Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Rangora says, how do you feel about the OpenAI announcement that they won't release their text generator AI because it's just too dangerous? I feel like they are overestimating the result. No, I think that's they're absolutely spot on with their assessment. So basically, OpenAI developed a text generator that just can ingest human language and output some pretty insanely compelling stuff. Compelling as in you look at that and you're like, boy, that looks like a human wrote that. I think maybe we should not have counterspelled the... I was really scared of Wilderness Reclamation. I don't know, maybe we played correctly. This is a tough-ass game. Yeah. So the concern that they had would be that people would be able to essentially generate a shitload of literal fake news. Actual proper. That's been made up by an AI. That is fake news. Hello. If this gets countered, I'm going to burst into tears. Whew. Graveyard. Here we go. So the good news is that our opponent appears to be in a very rough spot unless they have a Chemist's Insight, in which case we're probably dead. Damn. Well, here's what I really hate about Nexus of Fate, is this sort of situation where it's not clear if I'm dead. Hunix says, is not releasing that kind of AI really a good decision, though? It's not like OpenAI are the only ones who will ever produce such an AI. Eventually, society will have to reckon with one of those, and I'm not sure preventing a controlled introduction is a good thing. I will give a really simple example of why I think it's a good thing. Imagine if you figured out how to make a key that could be inserted into any lock and open it trivially, and also, you could 3D print this. Feels a little irresponsible to go, yeah, well, I just released it and made it public because this probably exists, so we may as well do it anyways. You know, I'm kind of doing an extreme example, but it exists, so, ooh, this is dangerous. How do we come up with a way to deal with this? And once we have an answer to the problem that we've created, now maybe we'll be more willing to open that, or at the very least, we'll be more thoughtful of the process of release. And it's interesting because this exists in cryptography. Now we're super fucked. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede. Nexus of Fate should be completely banned from this fucking game. Let me concede. I conceded. I fucking hate Nexus of Fate, man. Our opponent played very well, though. That was super sick play by our opponent. See, again, the thing I hate about Nexus of Fate is that I don't know if I've lost. I don't know if I've lost, so I have to sit there and let my opponent play with themselves. Yeah, no, I think it was a super intelligent, spot-on call. Livesmith says, I don't think a universal skeleton key that would be 3D printed is a great analogy for a text generator that looks convincingly human. Here's the reason that I will use that as a comparison. And I think it's a very fair comparison, as long as we're comparing the appropriate parts. The specific thing I'm comparing is that would be really dangerous if some bad person took the key and did a bad thing with it. The danger would be things like articles that can be automatically generated with lots of false information at a rate far faster than any human sitting down could create. So, I mean, for instance, like, anti-vaccination is huge issue. Huge issue. People getting overly concerned about things that are essentially non-existent or trivially unlikely to happen. And we're starting to get health issues coming back, like people, you know, like that measles outbreak that happened. A disease has been gone for ages. It's just like coming back again. Wouldn't it be unfortunate if there was a way to have a text editor infinitely generate conversations in a way that floods social media and general media with these types of stories, right? So already with human beings presenting false information, negative things are happening. So now if you've created something that can do that with millions of lines of text, graveyard, I guess. We don't even really know what we're up against. But I think putting in the graveyard's good. So again, I feel like it's... The reason I'm going to use this comparison is that it's like people breaking into homes exists and is somewhat of a problem, right? Why do something that would make that problem so much worse? I think I'm just gonna... When you could try to figure out intelligent ways to deal with that. And the example that I know of and think of as a reference is in cryptography. If people come up with methods to break certain cryptographic keys. And by the way, when I say cryptography, I'm referring to you put in your credit card information on your PC and you send your credit card information to Amazon when you're purchasing something. How do you have that transfer happen in ways that people can't just, like, pull it out of the air in your Wi-Fi and just, there you go. Just grab it, right? At least we can kill this.
I didn't live through hell to believe no one knows the wilds like I do.
Overgrown tomb. This one. So if people come up with an algorithm that can break certain ways of protecting certain datas, in some circumstances, they'll not release that information. They'll first think about ways to communicate with relevant stakeholders. Sure. Think of ways to communicate with relevant stakeholders. I actually don't need to really do this on this turn. Yeah. Be able to communicate with those first, so. I do think it's inevitable that people start developing things like this, but, you know, it's a wee bit Wild Westy, you know. This is fine to do now. Require more Vespine Chug. This is so interesting to me that this just happens every once in a while. Chug, chug. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see if I just open up the menu screen. What happens? We still get the chug? Alright. This chug is fascinating to me. I gotta invest in this. Let me just hard reset it, man. This is easy. Well, that seemed to work. Graveyard. Let me just look at my beautiful deck. Good job, deck. Sakura says, what config is the stream PC that you can hard reset something without dropping stream? So the way it works, Sakriel, is I have... So let me see if I can actually show this. So the way that my stream works is that I am broadcasting a full screen... Oh, hold on. I'm broadcasting a full screen stream of one of my XSplit things. So if I close this, I'm going to close this and it's going to halt the audio and the video, but that's fine because I need to reset it. So let me just do that really quickly. All right, cool, we're back. Yeah, so what's happening is that I have one monitor with the full screen, and that's being cloned and fed in to a different encoder. What's the wallpaper? I don't know. I like cyberpunk, so I have a bunch of cyberpunky wallpapers. All right. That's such a good draw. That's such a good draw. And so on the on this PC, so let me come all the way over here. On this PC where I'm wiggling the image, that has a capture card cloning and ingesting that stuff in. Oh, this is so much better for me to just +4 this. And so I can reset that capture card, because that's what the problem is. That capture card is what's going busto. Bring it on, -3 me, Vivien. Vivien Dweeb. Bum ba da da. This is the whole reason we're doing this. Haste. I must fight for what's right. Big piles of shit. Oh my god. Oh, what are the odds? Oh my god. So PC1 is gaming, PC2 has a capture card, and PC2 is encoding? Yep, you are correct, Sakriel. So the Elgato capture card that is cloning what you see on that third monitor that I was fiddling with, that which is ET clone homed. Hitting. I must fight for what's right. Bing, bong.
Scars are lessons written in skin. I've seen things that would break someone like you.
We got a good cat right here. Very good cat. I love that you're keeping me company. It's very sweet of you. I do need to get some water. Could you do me a favor and not eat the headphones while I'm away? Can you do that? I see you shaking your cat tail feather. All right, don't knock over the coffee. Still got a little bit left. You know how Dad loves his coffee. You know what a sick degenerate Dad is. All right, well. Enters tapped. Fascinating.
Come to me.
She did it! That's such a good cat. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yep. Just garden. A guardian. Guardian. What a literal Elgato. I think I'm switching decks after this puppy, man. Yeah, part of why there's so much research into things like, nice, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is going to shoot this. Oh no, this is going to shoot this out of the air. Damn.
I haven't forgotten how to destroy things. You can't stop nature.
I believe we have died. I believe we have died. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let us look at the side door. KCOS95 says, there's a few reasons I disagree with not releasing the trained modeler dataset. OpenAI's contribution for this work is they trained a large language model. Exactly the same way we've been doing for years on more data. The model itself only does unconditional generation, which means there's no way to control the generation itself. Furthermore, they are releasing the training code they described and how, and then your thing gets cut off. Oh, that's interesting. I had no idea they were doing those types of things. So do we want the Collision Colossus here? I think we do want the Vivien Reids. I think we want the Lava Coils. I mean, maybe we... This seems like the most cuttable thing. Yeah, I mean, if they're just doing train stuff with existing tech, you know, they're just training it. I don't know, maybe they were doing something new and unique with training. I think it's a very compelling argument you provide. Hadama's Climb is really important in the counter matchup. I think I just want to blow the enemy up fast. I don't really need that. That feels like it's for getting through some white weenie stuff. Cameron Varg says, have you read Nick Bostrom's Super Intelligence? It's pretty convincing that we're basically boned with respect to the field of artificial intelligence. I have not. Hey, that's a bad one. Oh, that's a mediocre one. That's super cool that you're in the natural language processing group there. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I'm learning more and more why language and games are huge fields in machine learning is because you can come up with the data. How do I come up with the English language? Scrape Twitter, dude. I don't know if you'll necessarily agree that that's the English language, but you can scrape Twitter for a whole lot of shit. Cast down, I got you. Jadelight Ranger. Same thing with games. Where do you get the data from? Oh, you just let the game play, and the game is generating infinitely much data as often as you need. Isn't that grand? Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Chugga-lugga, perfect. I know a fix for this. No, it didn't fix it. What? Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it's totally fine now. Great. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to look into that anytime soon, but yeah. That is what I'm working with. Alright, moving my arms. Perfect. Looks perfect. It looks and behaves perfect. See, Tim Fox says, I know this may be me just being a downer, but I've been working really hard at learning to draw. And it bums me out pretty hard that we'll probably sooner or later just have AI that can do it better than I ever could in a fraction of the time. It makes my efforts feel sort of worthless. Well, I will have you know, the creative space is extremely, extremely difficult for AIs to succeed in. So, for instance, it all comes down to the question of how do you have enough data to make the thing happen. If I have a whole bunch of anime characters, I put in 100,000 anime characters. The AI can learn successfully. Take action. Oh, that's exactly what we want. Oh, that's so exactly what we want. Oh my Oh, it's just whenever? Oh, shit. Okay, great. I misread this. We could have gotten a free draw. I didn't even realize. Yeah, so, like, for instance, if you said, I want to draw like Monet, or I want to make an AI draw like Monet, one of the most important things that that AI needs. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? We're going to do this. It needs a shitload of data. It's not that you can just go to the AI and say, be creative, damn you. It doesn't just pump out creativity. Think of it as you always create the boundary, and it learns inside the boundary. Alright, we more or less killed the opponent. Does this do it? I think we just keep building board. So Tin Fox, I actually think that if you learn to draw, you could develop a style that nothing could draw in the way that you draw. And that there's an even further sub-problem of, let's say AIs could draw a thing. That's instant speed. That's fucking so sick. Alright, we won. Let's say the AI could draw in any different style, even being able to come up with the statement. Nice. Even being able to come up with the statement, here is what I want you to draw. That's actually very, very hard. It's very, very hard to do. So you'd actually have to have something that's so unfucking believably sophisticated of an AI. You would need an AI that you could talk to, that could process the human language in such a way that they can understand how you're trying to, what you're communicating inside your head. So let me actually introduce another layer. Have you ever had someone who's really smart who sucks at explaining what's going on in their head, right? Like, a lot of pro players, when they get interviewed at esports events, they're like, tell us, how did you come up with that strategy? And they're like, I just practiced really hard and thank you very much. And it's like, oh, shit. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, God. I need some better land here, so I'm going to be binning a lot here. Graveyard. Perfect. Hello, Jadelight Ranger. Wait, are we chugging? Are we chugging? No chugs? Alright, I'm gonna give it just a... unban count of Arg. Alright, there we go. Hostage taker. Do I have any way to deal with a hostage taker, huh? Just my computer looked exactly the same. I assume so. I'm just trying to create a precedent of people are not allowed to do that, you know? But anyways, like, so the idea of, like, me trying to explain to you a concept I have in my head and you understanding it, it's really hard for me to come up with the explanation of the thing in my head. So if you were talking to an AI that would draw stuff, you'd have to come up with a thing in here, articulate it in such a way that the AI could then hear it, know what it is that you want. This turn is going to be good. Bing bong. Do I want to flip the climb? I think no. Yeah. Red mana is good here. At the very least, Hydroid Krasis for a lot's going to be good. Oh my god, I love seeing it done for 1. Oh, it's so good. Fucking hell, what is going on here? All right, guys, let me do a harder reset on this puppy real fast. All right, one more time. Don't mind me. Actually, let's... No, we got to get it off this one. We got to... All right. We got louder. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah. Let's play this till we lose, huh? Music went through for some reason. No, that makes sense. Yeah, that's correct. I'm gonna have to do some further diagnosis. Like my assumption is that there's something inside the box, inside of the Elgato capture card, that's building some sort of buffer, and sometimes it runs out of buffer room and then chugs for a little bit while it flushes and refreshes, something like this. Understanding how to play this deck better, which is making it a hell of a lot more enjoyable. There was coming to a point where I was like, man, screw this. Maybe Elgato's faulty? Could be. Could be. And we were having an interesting conversation about something, but I don't fucking remember how it was going, so. Wildgrowth Walker. Contacted Elgato support? Nope, haven't done anything, Ninmuffin. Haven't done a damn thing. Chuggin came up, and then we went to New York City, and we've only recently came back. So we were talking about AI. Yeah, I mean, just all the layers of shit that would have to exist, Tin Fox, to even be able to come close to what you can do, my friend. It's actually quite difficult. So I actually think that, like, hell, I mean, and if you're really that concerned about it, I would strongly encourage you to start reading about and learning a lot about neural networks, how they function, how they intersect with art. And I think it'll make you feel a hell of a lot more reassured. Not because AI isn't amazing and can't do amazing things, but because it'll give you perspective on the very specific things that AI can do. AI, I would describe as the most powerful hammer. The types of things that AI can do. I guess this guy. Awesome! Oh, Sulfur Falls is gonna be sick. Yeah, it's like the most powerful hammer, right? It needs to be used on very particular problems in particular ways, and it can do huge things. It can do really huge things. It's very plausible that in 10 years we will have the amazing supercomputers that can do all sorts of shit. It's totally plausible, but I think that if you spend years working on it, you will find that at the time when you're starting to feel really satisfied and really good, the AI still will not be there, and maybe you can take your art skill and contribute to some sort of AI. Kill me now. think it's one of these things where, like, I use the term that a lot of modern AI is like the most powerful hammer. Because if you set up the perfect nail and bam, you hit the shit out of it. Like, if you can start taking the idea of development of abstract goals and functional internal changing of its own goal set and ability set, then you basically have something that can just learn all by itself and be really, really amazing. Again, I think it's totally possible that in 10 years, Super Mega AI comes out. Could be. But I'll still encourage you in your creative pursuit not to be demoralized, because there's a lot of stuff right now that wants more people that have an overlap of AI and some other skill set. Maybe you could do that, Tin Fox, or at the very least, you know, like I've said before, there are AIs, or excuse me, AI is a strong word. There are machines that I can build that can make a perfect shot in basketball every single time. It doesn't make it any less fun to go out and play basketball. There are people who are way the hell better than I am at StarCraft. Still a fun game to play. I still play Brood War, man. It's fun. You just fire it up, reminisce about some old times, get an experience, and it feels really good. I think there's too much of a programming in society of you need to pick skills in order to aspire, in order to be something good. I don't know. The older I get, the more I think that that's like fucking bullshit. The older I get, the more I'm just like, dude, let's just honestly hang out, do some fun shit, and not take stuff so damn seriously. Typhoid Rats, you should do a Brood War night with subs sometimes. Just jam a bunch of BGH. That's actually a really great idea. Dragig says, have you watched the Alpha Zero chess or Go matches? To be blunt, I've watched almost every single video about Alpha Zero, Alpha Go that exists, and a significant amount of other videos on various machine learning topics. You got it, friend. You, wonderful chat, are the only reason I don't go insane with this. Alright, so we say no, no. We say no. We say no, no. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Lava Coil by. I think I cut all of those before. Yeah, this is it. Weren't we trying to switch decks a while back? Yeah. So we got in the Brontopals, we got in the Vivien Reids, we got in the Negates, the Disdainful Strokes, and the Frilled Mystics. Gunny says not Brontodon for enchantment removal. We have 2 Brontodons in the deck. I assume that your chat is lagging behind. Or I was clicking at just such warp speed that it's just hard to wrap your head around how quick Day 9 is. Yeah, I honestly, even as someone who is not like a big-time Go player, I did feel kind of demoralized. No! Fuck, man. God. I did feel kind of demoralized when I saw the AlphaGo just thwomping everyone. I chat via my phone, so it's slower. Oh, I'm sorry, Gunny. This is a pretty dang important card. Why not Cindervines instead of the Brontodon? Cindervines is good. Make no mistake about it. Cindervines is good. I thought I just binned you, you dick. So, pay 2 life. What's up? It's a question about the complete sideboard as opposed to the partial sideboard.
Every fight makes me stronger.
That's about it, right? Like Brontodons, Cindervines, Viviens. These are some of the options that we might look at to say, all right, this is actually good, because now Wilderness Reclamation can come down. I think a Frilled Mystic would still...
Comes.
Yeah. Grand. Alright, we're just gonna head in. The fact that we have a Frilled Mystic, we're just gonna blow this up. Then we actually have a few turns of pain. You can get as many cards as you want, my friend. As many as you desire. Regig says, are you also looking at videos of Leela Chess? Leela Chess is the one that's using the same techniques but isn't running on the Google TPUs, right? This is a bit of a tricky pickle for our friend. Cameron Vargas says, do you worry that that AI could make humans obsolete? On one hand, yes. On the other hand, I just ain't that scared of dying. You know? I'm scared of a counterspell. That's definitely what I'm scared of. Alright, that might be it. That might be game. Oh my god, Jeff Hoogland with the massive host. Hello everyone, welcome to hell. Hello Hooglandia. It's good to see you. You playing a different deck? Still no, still no. So for all of you who have just joined in from the excellent Jeff Hoogland stream, I saw Jeff playing in the Twitch Rivals this morning. I was unable to make it to Twitch Rivals, so I didn't do that. Oh, there's hope yet. Though not much. See, now I actually think we need to keep Vivien alive.
Come to me.
Alright, that helps a ton. No attacks. This guy getting all his shit huge is going to be a real pain. Yeah, so for any of you who are just tuning in, basically, we hit Mythic, we were top 500, and then we did nothing but stupid decks on Tuesday, which was so fun. But we dropped, like, thousands of ranks. So then I saw Jeff Hoogland playing this deck this morning, and I was like, yeah. This is so smart to board in all these creatures. This is a hell of a board. Hell of a boarding. Sure can blow up that guy, right? That's pretty good. Seems like what we have to do.
Sometimes restoration.
This is probably going to run away with the game. We don't have any way to deal with Biogenic Ooze, do we? We deleted all of our answers to that. God, I really hate Nexus of Fate. Like when I compete in Twitch Rivals, was out of my house till about 12:30 today. Fuck. actually don't... I think the only way we can win is with a Hydroid Krasis. I think that's it. I think it's just a Hydroid Krasis. But this thing is going to absolutely shit upon us. I mean, blink of an eye is going to hurt a bit. But we can counter it, I guess. I mean, this is a problem. Ugh. I do like this Hadama Climb deck. I really don't want to have to cast this now, but I think I have to. I don't see a lot of other choice that I have. This Oozy man is just so oozy. Yuck. Keeping Vivien alive appears to have been a good choice. Hello, my Thrashing Brontodon. Whoa! Great sideboard by the opponent, to be fair. But yeah, this is why I just hate Nexus of Fates so much. I hate this stupid card, man. Because it honestly feels like what I'm trying to do is... I just wind up hoping a whole hell of a lot, you know?
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Well, that's actually pretty good. I feel like I have to really... I mean, it could be that I just have not gotten comfortable with sideboarding plans against these more modern Nexus decks. But egad, is it a pain in the ass. Why not? Do it on my end step. I mean, look, there's no other way to state it. I just hate playing against Nexus of Fate, man. I just hate playing against it, because eventually my opponent is just doing a 1v0. It's not even like Banefire, where I can see the monotonic step of lands, and there's all sorts of stuff going on, and then like, bam, shoots me in the fucking face, and I just abruptly die right then and there, and I go, owie. Alright. Aaron312 says, imagine all of us having to go through these games without a chat to talk to. I know, I feel so sorry for you, Aaron12. Because Banefire, it's just like, bam, and then you die, and it's like, ugh. And also, Banefiring for 20 is, like, so fucking hard to do. The fact that, like, Nexus of Fate's going infinite on turn, like, 5-6. Well, that helps a little bit. We're gonna do this first.
The wilds are my shield.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wooshy dooshy dooshy. Alright. On the wings of the Krasis. Alright, no attacks. So we're probably gonna get Nexus of Fated here a lot. For some reason I feel like my camera angle's gotten lower. Oh shit, I didn't leave mana up. Kill me. Alright, yeah, no, actually just kill me. Just get me out of this game. Fuck. What deck do we want to play now, huh?